But beyond that, of course, we must go even further. Sustainability and clean energy has been recognized by us as one of our corporate targets. This, in fact, we specified in the year 2000. And in 2001, at the World Summit, the subject of hydrogen was specifically presented to the public as a definite, as a concrete BMW project. Sustainability, and this is good news for us, is also important when it comes to the rating of a company, the values of its stock. And here again we see that we stand out clearly from others, and even from the Dow Jones Sustainability World Index. So we have the Dow Jones World Stock Index, the bottom without sustainability, then with sustainability, and then our own stock, BMW common stock. This shows that companies with such an outlook in the future are seen in a more positive sense. Now, what does sustainability mean, ladies and gentlemen? Well, to us, when it comes to social responsibility, sustainability first means the product itself. We start, of course, in the research and development phase. Through research and development, we establish the foundation for subsequent fuel consumption. This, of course, starts out or continues then in clean production. Then it goes through the period of product use over a period of 10 or 20 years. And it goes on then all the way to product recycling. And, of course, all of this means responsibility towards society and has a very great effect, indeed, on society, but also on the manufacturer. That means actual fuel consumption and the actual consumption of energy or resources during the life cycle of a vehicle creates a clear interface between the company itself and the environment that surrounds us, or the society we live in. Because obviously in the long term, society can only accept results which do not harm society. Some examples of what BMW does in this area already are shown here. On the right hand side you see hydrogen mobility of the future. You see communication through hydrogen. In the middle you see the traffic management systems that we've developed, and at the bottom you see the subject of recycling. You see our powder paint, the powder paint we use in production without solvents, and you even see at the top left our involvement in HIV campaigns in our plant in South Africa, near Pretoria. But what's most important to us is presented, or perhaps the most important point, is shown in the next overhead, in the next view graph, because you see here how we've reduced fleet consumption in the last 30 years. In 1990, or 25 years, in 1990, we started at 100%, and our fleet consumption has gone down by 30% in these 25 years. So you see that we have a decrease here in fuel consumption and also therefore in CO2 emissions by all BMW cars taken together. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is despite the fact that our cars now have far more functions, passive safety and whatever, making our cars heavier as well. And of course our cars also have enhanced performance compared with our models in the past. We'll continue this approach in our efficient dynamic strategy, which paves the way for hydrogen, because what we're doing in terms of efficient dynamics will also, of course, benefit the hydrogen car. You see some highlights here: lightweight construction and aerodynamic design. You see the improvement of existing drive technologies. One picture further on you see energy management, where we're looking at things such as recuperation and MSA, the engine start-stop system, automatic start-stop system, and then of course we're going even further than this, cooperating with General Motors and Daimler Chrysler on electrification of the powertrain. So all of these activities are in the pipeline already. They're the first steps, you might say, which of course will have a positive effect in terms of clean energy. And when it comes to clean energy, what we want to achieve here, we see that above all we want to guarantee mobility in the years to come. So we must maintain this mobility, but on clean cars with clean energy. And the key issue, and this relates or refers to the fourth workshop we'll be going to afterwards, and which will be presented by Mr. Brace, because here, looking at the further details here, Mr. Brace will be telling you why hydrogen and only hydrogen can guide us into the future. Here you should just get a simple message saying that you can, of course, recover hydrogen in various different ways, and everything you see here on the left-hand side of hydrogen are either insular solutions or old solutions which are no longer appropriate for the future. So everything on the right-hand side is feasible, everything on the left-hand side is no longer acceptable. Now, of course, if you consider what Mr. Brace will be telling you, what is the future like? How will future be created or recovered? Well, hydrogen will be obtained in a clean process, through a regenerative process, and actually distribution and refueling hydrogen is no problem. The chemical industry already does this today. They already distribute hydrogen. They don't drive it to filling stations, however, but rather to chemical plants, but that's the only difference. And although it may still be new to us, you've seen yourselves this morning how easy it is to fill up the tank of a hydrogen car and how you can drive such a car smoothly in normal traffic. That, I believe, was your experience this morning, and that gives you a realistic vision of the future. And so with this in mind, ladies and gentlemen, let me please sum up. BMW is a very successful company, the BMW Group, and one of the reasons for our success is the responsibility we feel for the future. Because it's only through such solutions appropriate for society, that we can be successful. The Clean Energy Project is a vision, and at the same time it is the vision for us that guarantees our mobility in future. And with the Hydrogen 7 project, we are now presenting the first solution in finding here the right strategy for the future. Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen.